Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Equals from the Beaver Allegheny County Times. Lots of sports to get to, plus some business news because of our President Donald Trump with Dave Pasquale. But earlier I was at the viewing of one Ernie Martin for a number of years, the man behind E.A. Martin, and his daughter Dominique, married to Tony Mendocino, and they have a son, Anthony Mendocino, who's going to be a sophomore at Central Valley. And I know it's a little early, but I got to ask a little bit about football going into next fall. Just quickly, Central Valley and Mark Lyons. You look for them to rebound.
I really think they will. They had a great season this year. They faltered a little at the end, but they have a lot of guys coming back. The quarterback is tremendous. Anthony Mendocino really came on the scene this year as a receiver. So yeah, I think they're going to be loaded next year, and I think that conference is going to be loaded again too. So.
See, it's always good to have somebody from the Beaver County Times. And I got the jumbo size of Sierra Mist here at Mr. Papa's Brighton Hot Dog Shop. Now listen, Carter Hutton made 34 saves. The Penguins just cannot score against the St. Louis Blues. 39 games over the last 6 years, like a little over 4 goals a game scored. Last night they got shut out. It was the 6th of Hutton's career. Pens are going to be hosting Boston tomorrow. They're 30-12-5, PPG Paints Arena. They're good. Everything's great, but now in third place in the Metropolitan Division. Hiccup after hiccup. What's wrong?
It's really hard. I don't know. Malkin. They announced today that Malkin is injured. He's not going to play against Boston. He's going to sit out the All-Star weekend. So now, that's a big loss. But now I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But they slumped a little last year. You saw what happened. So maybe that's just a mid-season slump, and they can get through it.
All right, now we move on to the legend, Brett Musburger, 77 years of age, and we're going to talk horse racing a little bit. Some of my early days listening to him and Jack Whitaker for many years, and so many others calling that great sport of the Kings. We're going to talk about the inaugural Pegasus race that's happening at Gulfstream in Hallandale, Florida this weekend with Dave Pasquale, who's also going to be talking a little bit of horse racing with us. But I remember him, NFL, early days, Phyllis George, and of course the great Jimmy the Greek, and Irv Cross during that great half hour that became what we see everywhere today, cable and, of course, the networks. And for years, not only did he do the NFL, he's done everything from the Indy 500, World Cup, Super Bowl, Little League World Series. He's done it all. He's retiring January 31st, an SEC basketball game, and then he's going to Vegas to retire, and he said to stop over for a cold beer. And the way things are going, Brett, I may be calling you very soon. Need a cold beer. But tell me about his legacy. To me, he's one of the reasons why I decided to get into this business. I love Brett Musburger.
Yeah, he's a legend in our business. His voice, like I say, from some of my youngest memories of watching sports are with Brett Musburger, and one of my best memories when I was reading some of this stuff today. You kind of forget some of the things he's covered, but the Doug Flutie Hail Mary. That's a legendary call and legendary game, and there's a guy. He was there. He did it, and that's the voice you're going to hear, forever. And some of those highlights. So just a tremendous career in our business.
See, he's a professional journalist. That's why the Times will never hire him. You see all these notes? Give me a high five. I'm sorry, Mr. Flutie Flakes. Ty Ballou right now is choking on his Flutie Flakes, going, "Hey, what about us?" I forgot about Doug Flutie. That's good stuff. Now, I'm really upset about this, and I'm going to try to be quiet here because there's a nice dinner crowd, very late dinner crowd here at the Brighton Hot Dog Shop. Usain Bolt, my hero, that guy does that. The guy has a gold medal taken away from him because of his teammate, because they retested this guy, Nestor Carter, from the 4x100 in Beijing in 2008. Now, people wonder why the Olympics are having issues. Come on. That's unfair.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating too. I know. My son was a track athlete, and he said the thing that he liked the most about it was, and that every runner likes, is because you are responsible for yourself, win or lose. But with the relay, obviously, that's a situation somebody else messed up, and now the other 3 guys are paying the price. And obviously, the main one being Usain Bolt. So it's sad. He's going to lose a gold medal over something that's completely not his fault at all.
Jamel Artis, 43 points when they met a little over a week ago. Pitt lost by about 5 points to number 13 Louisville. Rick Pitino, the Cardinals. Well, Rick said, "Let me come to your house and show you what we can do." And folks, Donovan Mitchell scored 29 points, and they beat Pitt 106-51. Pitt having a very tough time.
That was a shocker last night, especially at home. You don't think that's going to happen at the Pete's. I don't know what to think about Pitt. A lot of people are saying that the players aren't buying into the new system, but you know, you're on scholarship. You got to play. You got to play your best when you're out there. And so whether they like it or not, I think, you know, a lot of people are talking about the seniors. You need to sit them down, you know, and I agree completely. You know, Stallings should sit them down the next game, at least not start them. You know,
it's been a really rough road for local Division I basketball. Duquesne, Robert Morris, both. They lost to Davidson, Duquesne, 74-60. It was Jack Gibbs having 32 points on the night for the victorious Davis squad. The Dukes are down 9-12. But two-time NBA All-Star Steph Curry was in the crowd with these students because he's an alumni, all-time leading scorer at Davidson, which I did not know. They had a ceremony for him. But here's the big story from last night. Number 18, West Virginia. Essa Ahmad had 27 points. They beat number 2, Kansas, at the West Virginia University Coliseum, 85-69. Maybe the biggest win in some time for Bob Huggins.
And the job he has done down there, I mean, obviously, you know, the career he's had, he's a legend in the game. But what he's done at West Virginia, he's brought them into the elite. And you know, people want to talk about basketball in this area, and you look at what Huggins has done down there in West Virginia. That's not a basketball hotbed in that area. He gets those recruits in there, and they're the prime program in our area. They're better than Pitt right now. Penn State's just completely off the radar. But yeah, so West Virginia is the top dog in local college basketball.
Number 1 Villanova also lost to Marquette 74-72. But here it is, folks. You see this hat? That's about the only thing he doesn't get paid for. Taylor May just signed a new deal with him. The great Tiger Woods, Farmers Insurance Open, Torrey Pines and North Course. He is coming back. Saw Jack Nicklaus on the Golf Channel, who celebrated his 77th birthday. Said he likes what he sees as far as Tiger. I'm a Tiger fan. I know Mr. Papa, as in Frank, loves the game of golf. You can't argue with the fact. Greatest of his generation. I still think he has a chance to tie the 18 majors. He's 4 away that Jack has. He just needs to get on a roll. But does he still have the heart? Because he's cashed in and he's won just about everything, but does he still have the drive? Or maybe because he was so driven for so long, he's kind of stalled out and he may never get started again.
Yeah, you know, interesting with the with the clubs. I read that you know, he's going with TaylorMade now, but he's keeping his putter. He's had the same putter for 18 years, and he's going to keep that same putter. But as far as his heart, yeah, it really depends on, you know, when you get out there, you start hitting them. You know, he's really hard to read. You know, in the prime of his career, you would have thought, hey, you know, he's going to catch that record. Obviously, he's faltered, and he goes out, you know, lately, and he'll have a few good rounds, and then falter at the end. So yeah, like you say, it just depends on, you know, the heart, how much he wants to put into it, how driven he is at this point in his life.
Now, there's some guys like Butch Harmon that everybody knows, great swing coaches. Here's an idea from a guy who loves the game. I don't golf, but I love it. You should hire Jack Nicklaus as a swing coach.
Oh yeah,
why not? It's not in it for the paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it would be a great coup on his part.
Yeah.
And he loved Arnold Palmer, God rest his soul. And Jack and Arnie were like this. And listen, I'm sure he can help him with a few things. And it might just give him a little bit of confidence. And I think it would make a great story. Okay, now, Super Bowl. And then we're going to talk horse racing. New England, who throttled the Steelers. Ben says he may take his ball and go home. Sounds like some pickup games in my old neighborhood back in the day. But he's going to stay. And then there's stuff about Tony Romo. Come on. But I can understand Ben's just frustrated, I think, because he's such a competitor, and they just laid a scrambled egg in New England. And New England right now, 3-point favorite early, still about a week and a half away, Super Bowl 51, Houston against Atlanta. So your thoughts about that game and also the one coming up?
Well, yeah, the Steelers, that was, you know, it really just seemed like they were unprepared last week. That was a shocker. In the AFC Championship game, obviously the biggest game of the year, and they just, you know, they just seemed unprepared. And yeah, I do think Ben is having a lot of frustration coming out of that game. You know, I think it's a situation, just a lot of, you know, I mean, obviously you get to his age, yeah, you're going to think about retirement, but he's not going to retire. But I think he's also having a little frustration of some of the nonsense, some of the immaturity from some of the younger players. But at the same time, you know, he had some missteps when he was a young player too. But there were. At that time, you had Paul Model in the locker room, you had Bettis in the locker room, you had that veteran leadership. It just seems like now Ben is the only one who wants to step up and be that leader and kind of reel these kids in. And maybe he's getting frustrated with that maybe the coaches aren't helping him, but you know, I think he'll be back. As far as the Super Bowl is concerned, that's just, what can you say about New England, the performance they put on last week. And again, with Atlanta, you know, I saw something funny on Twitter as far as, New England. It said that Tom Brady is 4-0 in Super Bowls when he has an Aliquippa player on the roster, and 0-2 without an Aliquippa player. So he's going in without an Aliquippa player this year. So we'll see how we'll test that theory out.
All right, now listen. Here's what we're going to talk about now. We're going to talk about horse racing and the inaugural Pegasus World Cup, and we're going to have Dave Pascal join us right now to talk about this $12 million race, 12 horse field, California Chrome, Arrogant, and also Keen Ice, who you may remember the only horse to defeat American Pharoah in 2015. Hallandale Beach, Florida, the Stone Arch Group, Gulfstream Park made the announcement a while ago, but it's coming to fruition this week as they go to post $12 million on the line. Dave, is this the biggest news in horse racing in quite some time?
Well, I think it is. It certainly is the richest horse racing history of the game.
Who's putting that money up?
Well, every owner that's in the race has come up with $1 million entry fees. That's $12 million in entry fees that are there to help defray the cost of the purse itself. Winner gets $7.2 million, and the rest of us split up the rest of the approximately $5 million.
Tell me about Gulfstream, about the track. Break it down, and who do you see really this benefiting?
Gulfstream has a very short stretch compared to some of the other major tracks in the country, and the clubhouse turn comes very quickly. So the horse on the outside, those horses on the outside, 10, 11, 12 posts, are at a disadvantage. The horses on the inside that have good gate speed, like Arrogate drew the number 1 hole, have an advantage. That being said, I don't care where he's at. California Chrome can be tough to beat, even though Arrogate beat him in the Breeders' Cup Classic here back in November, beat him by about a half a length. I think California Chrome is the horse. I said about a year ago or 2 years ago, maybe on your show, that we were talking about the greatness of California Chrome, and I said at the time California Chrome was not a great horse. And at that time, I stand on that statement. Today, he's a great horse.
What's been the difference besides winning the
Age.
race? Really?
There are some horses that prevail when they're 3-year-old. They get better. Some of them get better when they're 4. Some of them get even better when they're 5 years old. In this race, they got a 9-year-old in this race.
So who's going to win it?
California Chrome, I think, and Keen Ice has a shot.
So better with age is what you're saying.
It happens. Like I say, some horses are good at 3 years old, and they never get any better. Some horses are good at 3 years old, and they get better at 4 and 5.
So I'm going to be 60 Sunday, so I guess there's hope for me after all, isn't there? I get it.
Better with age.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please stay with us because he and I are going to talk the business of Donald Trump. It's always good. What are you doing in the Times? What's up with the Times?
Basketball, high school basketball. So girls hoops tomorrow, boys hoops Friday night. So
Don't you love it, though?
it is great. It's enjoyable.
Beaver County Times, my hometown paper. Never leave home without it. You can get it at your Brighton hot dog shops, too. We'll be back in a couple of moments.